I set my garden up for a certain reason. I set it up in boxes, frames, I guess, not to necessarily make it raised up, like a raised garden bed, but more to make it organized for a few reasons. Number one, I like my plants to be isolated, like my roses in one box, or my vegetables, all one variety. I plant corn in one row, one box, plant beans in one box, peas in one box. So that's one reason. I like to keep things organized. The other reason is I needed a walkway to go between. I chose the river rock, and my wife wanted a bigger rock. She thought it looked aesthetically better. I agreed, but it's hard to work with. It's hard to shovel, it's hard to place, it's hard to move around. It's just big and cumbersome. So we went with a smaller rock, drain rock they call it. We get it by the truckload. You just go to the yard, materials yard. They have bark, dirt, topsoil, compost, wood chips, and rock, all different kinds of rock. We went with drain rock. I think it looks good. It's not too hard to walk on. Pea gravel's real small, tiny. That stuff is if you make it too thick, if you make it more than a couple inches, it's harder to walk on. It squishes and pushes around. This stuff pretty much stays where it's at, and you can walk around on it pretty easily. The other reason is weeding. I find that weeding one box, 3x3 box, or a 3-foot by 8-foot box, it's not that hard. I mean, you can break it up into days. You do one box a day, or 2 small boxes a day, and it's not so overwhelming where you look out at your garden and say, oh man, I gotta go weed that whole garden. It's gonna take me forever. This way, short little thing, go out there, weed one little box, go back the next day, weed another box. Makes it a lot simpler. I don't mind weeding. Weeding is kind of therapeutic, you know. You get out there, you get your hands dirty, turn in that soil a little bit, pulling up the roots. It's kind of nice. It's just you, the ground, birds in the background. We have horses behind us, so you hear an occasional snort. It's nice. It's a nice time to be just out by yourself, tilling the ground. Get yourself out there. It's not that hard. Break your stuff up into small little boxes or small little areas. They don't have to be necessarily a box. You can put it right in the ground with no formal edge, or just use an edger to block out area of grass. Break it up so it's not so overwhelming. You'll find that you like to spend time in your garden just weeding, making it look nice. I also like to put a top layer, once I'm done, put a top layer of leaves, mulch. I like leaves and grass clippings a lot from the mower. They put down a nice mulch and they feed the soil, so it's continual. Just cover it up. You don't really want bare ground. Bare ground promotes more weeds. More seeds get down into that bare ground and they start to root. With grass clippings and leaves, it cuts out a lot of that, and a lot of your stuff is taken care of by not having to go out there and weed, because you just don't have those issues where the seeds get down into the soil. Yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy it. Most of the food we grow, we don't even eat. And look at how many potatoes I have in here. I never even dug them up. Which begs the question, are you growing it for food? Are you growing it for fun? Are you growing it for views on Instagram? I can't answer that. I think I do it all for all different reasons. For all of them. Yeah, and there's just something inside of everybody that wants other people to say, man, look at him. He's really got it going on. I think everybody has that, whether they want to believe it or not, whether they want to admit it or not. Why else would people take pictures of pasta? Man, that guy's always going out to eat. Look at her. I would love to be able to fit into an outfit like that. Really. You're just seeing the results. A one-moment glimpse of a camera after months and years of starvation and makeup filters. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying own it. We all have to own ourselves. I like growing stuff. See if it'll grow. I can go to the grocery store and buy potatoes for cheaper than I can grow them. Will they be as good? I don't know. Will they be healthier? I don't know. Is it better for me? Don't you get a sense of satisfaction knowing that the potatoes that you're eating, you grew yourself? Possibly. But then I have to sit there at the table, pick up my phone and see some guy in Italy eating a plate full of pasta that he didn't make himself and he didn't grow it. He's on vacation. And I think, dang. But what about my potatoes? What about my potatoes? I really worked hard on these potatoes. Did you? Did you really? You put them in the ground, God did the rest. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Look at this potato. Big red potato. There's lots of them in here. I just don't want to dig them up. There's another one. Slice the top off of it. potatoes. Stop growing potatoes, Chuck. All right. This one used to be longer, but the handle broke. That's why I have to bend over now. That didn't sound right. All right. Looks better anyways. All right, there you go. All done. Do this one tomorrow. That's right. All right, go out and weed something, will ya? Go make something pretty. At least get your hands dirty. And don't forget, pick up your tools when you're done.